What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the online Jamily? This, of course, here's JamiroFan2000 with another episode of the Jamiroquai Minute, all the latest Jamiroquai news. And as I said in the last episode of the Jamiroquai Minute, we had some great listening parties in regards to the recently released Dolby Atmos and, of course, V Acoustic Creations on mixdowns of Jamiroquai's album Traveling on Moving. And I'm here with yet another listening party report and recap. So let's get into more news about that. In further Jamiroquai Traveling on Moving spatial audio music listening party news, I had recorded Jamiroquai Minute to know that we got yet another report from another lovely member of the Jamily who recently attended the second Dolby Atmos official listening party that happened out in Los Angeles of California the last week of January of 2023, exactly on January 26th. And I'd like to send a big thank you to the member of the Jamily by the name of Eric75218 who issued this report on the Jamiroquai subreddit. Thank you very much for this report. It is much appreciated. But like I said, as I talked about in the last episode of the Jamiroquai Minute, there were several listening parties and two other listening parties that are planned by the fine folks at Pitchback Playback to be enjoying the spatial audio mixdown of Jamiroquai's album Traveling on Moving, which recently had a debut over on the Apple Music streaming platform, at least in the sense of Dolby Atmos rather than V Acoustics creations mixed down of the album. And like I said, I'd like to send thank you to Eric for issuing this report, but this is basically what he reported back from that listening party out in Los Angeles at the Dolby official listening center where this listening party actually emanated. Had no idea what to expect, but went the day like the mail said, and there was like actually, so it was told it was actually going to be the next day. There was a date mistake on this actual listening party, so it ended up turning out to be a day later rather than a day before. So there was a little bit of a technical logistical problem there, but people actually got to go to the listening party after all, even with that little logistical problem. So the event itself was kind of a cluster. There were only like 10 people total. Small theater. It was actually a Dolby theater, so I reckon that's about as good as it gets. Overall, it was cool. The instrumental sounded the best with Atmos. Some of the songs felt like gimmicks to me. There was a tambourine that felt like it was going to beat me down. There was another song that was an annoying digital cowbell sound kept pounding from behind and above. Having background singers left me felt strange, and I'm not sure it was either like that. All the songs with Jay singing from the front and center mixed to sound like a giant floating head with the band directly behind him and far away. But one track, I'm sorry I can't remember, had the focal point to the main singing by Jay, and it was cool, but nothing I want to listen to all the time. I'm not dying to set up my stereo with Atmos. I can say that much for films. I'm sure it's amazing, but for music, I'm not sure. So I'd like to send a big thank you for Eric for this report on the Dolby Atmos listening party that happened out in Los Angeles. And like I said, this new high fidelity audio format is not for everybody. Like Eric said in that really good report, that this seems to be an audio format that is best suited for films rather than high-end music, or at least a new mixdown of an album in music. And most propositions for a music appreciation like this, for like the big chair and the big stereo and the big soundbar and everything, it's a very expensive proposition. But in music streaming, I do think that these high fidelity audio formats do have a place. But very cool report issued by Eric there from the second the official Dolby Atmos listening party for Jamiroquai's album Traveling on Moving. That, of course, the second listening party was also a contest for tickets event, which I believe was up to 25 members of the Jamily possibly winning tickets online. But very cool report. And like I said, I'd like to send a big thank you to Eric over on the Jamiroquai subreddit for issuing this report on the subreddit. But like I said, there's going to be two more listening parties coming up from the Pitchback Playback people in Los Angeles and London, so I'll be sure to cover whatever I can from those upcoming listening parties here on the Jamiroquai Minute in the future as they happen. The second Pitchback Playback event is going to be happening, I believe, in early February, so I'll be issuing a report of that at the time when it happens. But as always, this is JamiroFan2000, and I'll see you again really soon with another Jamiroquai Minute. Bye-bye, everybody, and take care.